You absolute bloody legends. Welcome back to another episode of FatChat. Welcome, Matt. Matt, where are you? You're not with me in the studio again today. Where are you? Show me. Beautiful Cairns.
Beautiful Cairns. Sun's out.
Nice.
I've been in the pool. So, as a lot of people know, you can't use cameras in aquatic centres.
Yes. Is that right? Is that actually, as in, like, you're just not allowed to film?
Yeah, you're not allowed to. You need to get approval to film or take photos. Yeah, it's been hard because a lot of squad coaches, a lot of squad coaches used to film swimmers and film athletes, and now they have to get
permission to do it.
Consent from the athlete, but also consent from everyone else in the squad.
Wow,
and if
crazy.
They're under the age of 18, parents, and that's the world we're living in.
Wow, that's crazy. So how has it been since you got there? You got there a couple of days ago, so just been settling in, acclimating to the humid climate.
Oh, it's been. So how's this? So we. For anybody in Perth that's our listeners, we have started raining a week ago, and say in May we had 1 mil of rain for the total of May, right? They had a week in May where they had 2.5 meters of rain.
Yeah, it's a bit. It's a bit of rain. It's a bit wet.
Right. So when I got picked up in the airport, the transfer gentleman was like, "Oh, it hasn't stopped for 6 months or 7 months." And I'm like, yeah, we haven't seen rain for that long. And he's like, but what's been fortunate is it's cooled the climate down a little bit. So, and I felt it. And whether or not it's just because we've had a longer summer at home, you're still a little bit heat adapted, but it's been lovely the last 2 days.
Nice.
Like I had a sleepless night in travel where you just have to push on through for a day of no sleep. But yeah, last night slept well, and today's just get out and around. But like you've been to Cairns before, and anyone that has travelled over here, it's a very busy little township.
Yeah,
a lot of tourists, built off tourism, right? And so not only that, but a lot of people live in the area for that tropical environment. So the roads are a little bit sketchy, but I've brought a trainer over with me this time, an ergo. So
good, yeah, man. Like I love Perth. The only other place that I could ever live, someone was like, "You're banished from Perth. You're not allowed to come back. We're not letting you back in." I'd go to Cairns. That's my only other place in the world that I could actually live in. Love it there, like tropical, real nice. The city's sick, but most importantly, the time zone that they've got there, right, has got this game at it that is called the Basketball Hoops Pro, right? So it's not the one where you shoot like a regular basketball. It's like behind the glass screen, and there's like a little, like half a basketball, and you pump this thing, and it shoots out little bits of air, and it shoots these mini basketballs into the basket, right? And I don't think I genuinely have a God-given talent. Like yours is Iron Man, right? Yours is Iron Man, right? And like, I speak to the football players and theirs is football, right? I'm okay at a few things, but like, I'm not gifted at anything in particular. I am the fucking Michael Jordan of this game, bro. I went there. Goat. Bro, I am the GOAT of this game. I cleaned up 50,000 tickets when we went. 50,000 tickets every time. Without cheating. I had blisters on my hands. I was playing this machine so hard. So go check it out.
I will. I'll film it for you. I've got Tom and Kim. They're coming over next week.
Yes.
So I'll go and we'll have a game. And who knows? Maybe I'll wipe your high score.
There is literally no chance, man. There is literally zero chance. Like I'm, like I said, this is my thing.
That's okay. You can have that thing, I reckon.
Yeah. Thank you.
If I drop your name when I walk into time zone, will they be like,
the machines will shake. The machines they'll shake.
Mr. Majic.
So, like, what are you looking like for the next few days before the race? So the race is what? Is it next week or the week after?
It's Sunday week.
Yep.
So today's Thursday.
Yep.
So I've still got 10 days. These, I guess, until early next week, I can put in quite a bit of effort just for heat stress. So today, I ran 30K this morning here, and it was much better than I've ever. I've never had the opportunity. This is my 10th trip over here, and I've only ever come like Thursday and then race Sunday.
Yep.
Whereas this is like I haven't raced, since last December due to the events early in the year. So it's the first time I've been able to treat this race probably with the respect it deserves. Because like you said, it does get very tropical, and it will do. The sun's come out. It's a beautiful day, but tomorrow, swim and bike, the run loading does start to drop off a bit. If I've been at 100 to 110 for 5 to 6 weeks now, this week and race week looks about 80K.
Yep.
Of running.
So light work, pretty easy then.
Yeah, yeah, it is. So they're just more specific, right? You drop out I'll call it fluff. It's not fluff, but you drop out the easier runs, and you just focus in on more specifics around it and give your body a bit more of a chance, deload a little bit. But in saying that, I'm still going to swim. I can pick up the swim load to account for that loss of that less of calorie burn, because it's still. That's what your body's trying to be most efficient at doing, right? Dealing with the calorie expenditure. So if all of a sudden you deload too much, you can become very inefficient very quickly. And then the riding, I still got plenty of sessions over the next 3 or 4 days to enjoy the heat,
crank the hills and the windy roads. Now you got the trainer bike, eh?
I bought an ergo over. I actually bought both bikes with me, so I'll mix around. It's a bit safer on the road bike, but I've never been south. So the next few days, I'm going to go from Cairns to the race goes to Port Douglas, so that's heading north.
Yep.
You're going up coast, whereas I'm going to go south a little bit. Chris has actually got some athletes who used to coach that live here, and they've sent us some links out through the cane fields, so that'll be cool.
Wicked.
And he comes Sunday, actually.
Fantastic. And it looks like you're trying to be me and get tips in your hair. It's looking so blonde right now. You been to Morris Mead?
I had a haircut. No, I just cut the greys out.
Oh.
The other day, Kim says to me, "Gee, we are getting old, aren't we?" I'm like, "What do you say that for?" And she's like, "You've even got like a bit of grey in the side of your hair."
I can see the grey in the beard here now that you say that. Actually,
yeah, I know.
Just starting to.
I got to shave that. I look like a grub. Yeah,
the old goat. Yeah, that's so good. So just before this, I just been visiting. You know how I did CJ last week and rocked up at his place. I just went and saw Alex. So I just went for a run with her. We did 2Ks for our first one just to get some stuff in just before we start, which was good. Did she? What was it? Easy? I wouldn't say it's easy, but we're going to put that little segment because I filmed it all after we do this little bit, so it'd be good to get everyone to check in with that. But we still got a week until the run challenge starts. So if anybody's been thinking about it, this is your last call. This is when we sign up, because we've got a little bit of stuff we want to sort out beforehand. We want to check in and just hear a little bit about you. So make sure if you haven't already, head on over to www.bodymagic.fit, sign yourself up, and I'm bloody excited. I'm real keen to get that started.
And for everybody who's thinking about it, stop thinking about it. Stop overthinking.
Yes.
Just sign up. Click the link.
Man.
There's that many links. Click them.
Click them.
They're
away. Everywhere. They're literally everywhere.
Because it's also the weeks pass so quickly. So if you are, you hesitate, all of a sudden it'll be race week and you would have forgotten to register. So get on board now, and then we'll make sure you register in time for the race as well.
And if you don't, I'm just going to start knocking on your door and keep up these surprise magics and say, get out.
People are seeing it, and you're even upping the tempo a bit, like giving them nothing. Just get your clothes on, let's get running.
I think I'm summoning my inner Matt Burton for that stuff, actually. That's what I'm doing. So good. And the other thing that I just wanted to cover off before we let you go, Matt, and then we'll check back in obviously next week and hear how the last week or whatever,
right near race day,
right near race day, which would be great. Is there was a comment on YouTube which we love. We love the listeners, we love the subscribers, we love everybody that's tuning on in and taking time out of the day.
Of them.
No. This is just a little showbiz secret, right? So some people are going, hang on, why is Matt and Gerard out doing a podcast somewhere else and zooming in, but then all of a sudden they're in the studio and then they have 3 costume changes throughout the rest of the thing? We just say it's why we are Body Magic. It's why we are Body Magic. Exactly. That's the magic part of it. But no, we do come in and we film the segments, like when we have Dr. Magic. We might do 4 or 5 Dr. Magics because Dr. Magic's busy. She can't be coming in every week. She's got patients, she's got lives to save. She probably could be, but she's got to make you dinner. Exactly. And I need to be fed. So just a little showbiz secret. Yeah, we'll do our intros. The intros we try to do every week and keep everybody up to date. And then the rest of the show, we've pre-recorded a little bit of stuff, but we've got a great rest of the show. Matt, you get back into that pool. You get some more laps done for us. Can't wait to check in next week. And good luck with the next few days of training. Get it done. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for listening. And remember, click the link and register. Click that fucking link and register. Just do it. Oh, no. All right, so I'm here with Alex, who is doing the half marathon challenge, and we're going to be keeping up with Alex's journey a little bit, and we're going for the first run today. How you feeling, Alex?
Worried?
Nah, don't be worried. There's a storm that's like just about to hit us. We're going to get this run in just before. We're going to run super fast. We're going to get rained on, but we'll see how we go. How long do you reckon we can get? Do you reckon a K, 2Ks, 5Ks? What do you reckon?
Let's do 7 minutes. Hey?
7 minutes? Nah, we got more than 7 minutes. I'll bring you some updates, everyone. We'll get more than 7 minutes. And 3, 2, 1, let's go. First steps of the half marathon. This is where it starts. It starts right now, right here. Yes. We're cruising through with 300 meters down. Oh, I hit my car. Hang on. My bad. Shit. How you feeling so far, Alex? Good?
I'm okay. I'm doing this.
Good. You're doing well. I reckon, honestly, the problem, running too fast. She's just seen her out the door. She's trying to run away from me. It's like, relax.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get away from you.
No, we're doing very well. We're just cruising. Look at this athlete pumping around. We're almost a K down as well. No worries at all. The storm's just hit. I can hardly push through it. It was like someone's pushing us backwards. No. Keep going, Alex. Keep going. Don't get lost in the storm. And we're a K down. Excellent. Great work. All right, we've just got to get home now. We've got 1.5 Ks down on the home stretch home. Yes, Alex. This wind.
Piggyback up the hill?
No. You got it. And 2 Ks. Great job. Fucking yes. Great work. Great start. How you feel?
I did it.
You did so well. And today is just the first day. And we just had to get it done today. That was awesome. Great job. Fantastic.
Oh no!
Hey guys, Dan from BackChat here. While Gerard's mum is a real doctor, this segment is for entertainment purposes only. For specific medical conditions, make sure you seek the advice of your own doctor.
If you've snapped your banjo string or wonder why your nipples are so hairy, you need to book an appointment with Dr. Majic. Welcome to your weekly appointment with Dr. Majic. Dr. Majic, welcome.
Thank you very
I
much.
love how the mood has changed since we've changed the intro song. It was all like him. You were upbeat when you had your old
this
junk
is
song going.
this is just this little
Now
one.
we're just bringing it in.
Bringing but
Wednesday.
I'll tell you what, the feedback that I got from Dr. Majic is that she makes everybody feel calm and good about their medical
Soothing voice,
and soothing about their medical conditions. That's why we thought we'd go with the soothing route.
soothing.
But we might go
The
upbeat
mood's
next
Better.
time.
That's better.
So, Mum, we've got some questions for you that have been sent in by listeners. If you want to contribute to this, make sure you do and send us any questions to any of our social channels. First question, what are goosebumps and why do I get them?
Yeah, well, goosebumps are caused by little hair. We have little hair all over us, and each hair follicle has tiny little muscles inside called erector pili muscles. So when they are stimulated, they make the hair stand on end, and what's created is a little bump. But did you want to know why you get them?
Yeah, but say you get them from cold, but you also I'll get them at the footy sometimes.
Yeah, well, you can get them if
Or the
you're
basketball.
shivering.
It's like, oh my God, can't wait for this game.
That's it. Well, if it's something exciting,
Yeah.
you release adrenaline, and adrenaline makes them stand on
So
end.
adrenaline does it.
Yep, something pleasurable will, like if someone blows in your ear or touches you that you quite fancy them.
Kisses your neck. Yeah, that sort of thing.
Because you release hormones from your brain, dopamine from your brain.
I can't stand people touching me on the forearm, mate.
Can't you?
No, when you did that, then I got this.
Oh, you got goosebumps.
Did you really?
I don't know.
Forearm?
Not goosebumps. I just don't like it.
Forearm.
Yeah.
You didn't like
Wow.
it.
Don't know
But
why.
if it's if you don't like it either, you can always be a
I just
shivery
snap.
sensation. God, I better be careful. I won't touch you again.
I said, like the lymphatic feeling.
Oh yeah, I don't like that. Like when
yeah.
Beck likes to be stroked like this to bed, patted to
Careful
bed.
with throwing the word stroke and Beck around,
No,
right? she's listening at
relax
home.
on her forearm like this, right? But I don't like that. I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like that
You
either.
don't like
yeah.
that.
Yep.
Some
There you
people,
go.
it sends them to sleep.
What do you got, Matt?
Gee, the next one's aggressive. Hiccups are ruining my life.
Wow.
I get them all the time, and when I do, they're hectic.
Wow.
How can I get rid of them?
Wow. Well, some people, in fact, do get hectic hiccups.
Right.
That can go on for days and days. Those sort of people,
That would be the worst.
Those people definitely to be reviewed. But most people, hiccups are caused by the diaphragm is sort of contracting, and actually causes problems for your vocal cords. So the vagal nerve impacts on the vocal cords, and it releases small amounts of air, and that creates that sort of hiccup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. There you go.
But most people.
So when you say people have them for days, like there's no medication for hiccups, is there?
Wow, I've never seen anyone's had them for days, but it is possible. Yeah, it's a real
What, you
problem
can't sleep?
because they couldn't sleep. They can't eat.
Oh my God, that'd be awful.
They're involuntary though, right? So you probably could just go to sleep and you just keep going.
Well, they are.
No, but it would
involuntary,
like
they
make
would
you wake up every
keep
time.
you awake.
Yeah,
It would
true.
be really awful. So
That is.
Yeah, I'd say that'd certainly be something that we'd have to get a specialist to have a look at if they're having them. If they're really severely impacting.
My
their
son
life.
gets them heaps.
Does he?
Yeah, and now he knows he's got them, so he tries to
Oh, well, what causes it? Anything
know.
you've noticed?
No, not
Or-
really.
I mean, certainly
Just weird
fizzy
times.
drinks and
Yeah.
things will cause them.
And none of them at home.
They don't have the carbonated drinks anymore.
He's going to get. the
Don't
taste
get him
of that the
started
first
on
time
this,
at 12
Dr.
and be
Majic.
like, what is this?
Next question. What's the best cure for a hangover? This is sent in by a very good friend of mine. Yeah.
A good friend, not you.
No, not me.
Wasn't you?
Wasn't
You
me.
sure?
Wasn't
Well,
me.
one, Gerard, don't get a hangover. In the
Yeah, avoid
It's
it.
unavoidable. It's unavoidable.
Reduce your alcohol consumption.
Kebab.
What if you can't?
And when you're drinking, make sure you eat as well. Make sure you have some water, space it out. Okay, but all of that having done, you still get a hangover. Before you go to bed, make sure you try and get a bit more hydration. So drink some water. That's a really good thing
Gatorade?
to do.
The salt as well.
Well, I don't know if that would do any harm.
Vegemite?
Yeah, and if you vomited, definitely have some Gatorade. That'll help you. But yeah, hydration's the key. Couple of Panadol, couple of Nurofen can work. Something for nausea is really good, and there's lots of good medications out there for nausea. And try to eat something really plain. Yeah.
What do you think about the drip places that come and give you the drip?
Well, that's kind of cheating.
Yeah,
I've had that.
that's
I've had it before. I had a place come and deliver it
It
to
works, but it's cheating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is cheating.
It's hydrating you though.
But I mean,
cellular
It's
level.
just hydration, though,
if
isn't
you
it?
are
Yeah.
so unwell with alcohol, absolutely go to emergency department and they will give you a drip. That's absolutely right, because it can be quite dangerous. Absolutely. But for the normal hangover, a drip may be a bit excessive.
I've had a few close calls. I reckon I have one a year that's like almost worthy of a drip. Like it's just one a year. It seems to be one a year.
Yeah, right.
I
Yep.
know. Well, you should go to an ED then, Gerard.
I've got I live in the
Disgraceful.
hospital, so it's all right.
Graceful, isn't he?
Yes.
Kids these days.
I know. You should have them.
My turn. Does Ozempic improve your heart health and increase fertility? All the papers and morning shows are talking about it.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I've
a lot out
literally
there.
heard this every morning on
Really?
the morning show.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
Busy day.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, the whole group
Always.
of medications, what they do, the GLP-1 inhibitors, is they reduce the emptying in your stomach and they reduce your appetite. So they help you lose weight. So if you lose weight, then you're going to improve your fertility, because testosterone levels will go up when you lose weight because they go down when you put on weight. For women, often their menstrual cycle is interfered with when they're extremely overweight or not that much overweight, and they've got a condition called polycystic ovarian syndrome. So losing weight can actually help those things. So women are going to be a bit more fertile if they're in that fertile age group, and men are going to have more testosterone. So
So is it more so that because it's if somebody is overweight, they're probably more likely to have those conditions or develop those conditions like you just mentioned, rather
that's
than the actual medication
well,
fixing that or helping
I
that?
think that's the deal with the weight loss for fertility.
Yep.
But in terms of heart health, certainly losing weight will help heart health. However, they think also that there is another unknown mechanism that actually helps people reduce their cardiac risk. So even if you're on those medications and you haven't lost weight, you will still reduce your cardiac risks by about 20%. So,
Wow.
so it's going to be a huge explosion of research into how this group of medications actually work and how they can be applied in certain situations. Because at the moment, of course, in Australia, Ozempic is only on PBS for people with diabetes,
Right.
type 2 diabetes in certain situations. Not
So you
all
can't just
type
get
2.
it here.
Well, there is a shortage supply. Some doctors are prescribing it what they call off-label, so on a private prescription, but it's very hard to actually get the product, that particular product or any like that. There is a whole group of them. Yeah, but so perhaps down the line, it might be that this is going to be another tool that can be used to actually help people with their heart health. Yeah.
Crazy.
Wow.
That is wild.
Yeah,
Well, Dr.
it's
Majic,
Yeah.
as always, answering all the questions that everybody wants to know. If anybody wants to contribute, make sure you hit us up on any of our social channels. Thank you very much, Dr. Majic, for coming on in for another week. We'll see you next week. Alrighty, everybody, we're back with our resident Hollywood sports scientist, Silver Fox businessman, Chris. Coach Chris, welcome back.
Say his last name.
Hanrahan.
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 Irish,
Chris Hanrahan.
Irish, yeah.
So good. Hey, Chris, thank you so much for coming back in for another episode.
Pleasure, I think.
So, as promised, everyone, we've got Chris in, who is Matt's coach. He's a distinguished sports scientist, knows his stuff big time, and we've got a couple of questions that we want to ask you from like the sports science side of stuff. Matt, do you want to lead? Oh, sorry, I'll lead this one. Don't worry about it. I got it.
Oh, you're kicking me off the pedestal. Yeah, you go. You start us.
I'll get it.
And then I can elaborate.
So something we spoke about in a couple episodes ago, Chris, and me and Matt are obviously starting our running club and our running program over the next few weeks, and we're doing this with beginner runners. And we started talking about, Matt was explaining heart rate zones, and why you would use certain ones, what people should be aiming for. But we'd love your perspective on it, about what people should be aiming for, and maybe just explain it a little bit to the listeners.
Sure. Okay.
Very broad question. I know.
It is, yeah. God, where to start? I think probably the first place to start is, if you can, buy yourself a heart rate chest strap rather than relying just on your watch.
Is that right?
Within it.
Yeah. Way more accurate.
Way more accurate.
Null and void.
Yeah, it takes a little bit. The green LED light that you see under there, that PPG system, like for example, hair, like that will affect it.
Yep.
Sweat will affect it.
Yep.
All you're measuring there is a radial pulse, right? So it's just illuminating blood coming through and trying to get a reading from that.
Yep.
So you'll often find with it that it's got quite a heart rate's already not the greatest metric in the world. If you're a beginner, it's an amazing metric.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? It's amazing. And what you're trying to do is tie it back to RPE if you're a beginner. So if you're...
Which is how hard that you're working out at 10,
rate
right?
of perceived exertion.
Yep.
Yeah. And just use a simple scale. 3 is I'm walking to the shop.
Yep.
4 or 5 might be a brisk walk. 6 or 7 might be I'm jogging. Right? Something along those lines. And 10 might be I'm going as hard as I can. This is unsustainable. Something like that.
Yep.
And you start mapping heart rate to those feelings. Now, as you get better with it and you start getting fitter, there are simple tests that you can do. Like I mentioned in some of the notes to you guys, you can go to a track, run an 800 as hard as you can, and take the average of the last 30 seconds. That's a really easy test that you can do. Anyone can do anywhere. And you can even if you're starting your couch to half marathon program, you'll obviously, it can be fun to go to the track, run an 800 and be like, that wiped me. Then in 4 weeks you go back and do it and you go, wow, I'm...
See the progression. Yeah.
2 minutes faster and my heart rate is lower.
Yep.
Now that is a direct example of aerobic fitness right there. A really simple, free measure of your improvement.
Great. I like it.
The most important thing that you're developing is aerobic fitness, at aerobic capacity. How big is the engine? Okay. And the easiest way, it's a little counterintuitive, the easiest way to develop that engine is actually just a lot of long, easy stuff for a couple of reasons. You're not going to hurt yourself. It's repeatable. And the repetition or the consistency of the training is what's going to give you the biggest bang for buck over the 16 weeks.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And you'll see the heart rate come down for the same level of exertion. So let's say you've got a simple table there, and your 6 out of 10 equals 160 heart rate, right? And your 6 out of 10 is an easy jog, and that easy jog might be 15 minutes. Okay, and you finish it, and you see an average of 160 beats. Cool. 3 weeks later, your RPE of 6 is now a 45-minute jog for 160 beats.
Yep.
Or it's a 15-minute jog back where you were before for 135 beats. Either one is a direct measurement of improvement.
Great.
And that's a really easy way, if you're
like
a
that.
beginner, to sort of start drawing simple heart rate values.
Great.
Now, the question that I would have is...
All great points there.
Yeah, for people with heart rate, Chris said it's not the greatest metric, but someone getting off the couch to start is there are a lot of factors which impact heart rate, external factors. Caffeine, time of day, heat.
Yep.
You know, how your nutrition's been through the day. If you're doing it first up in the morning, what would you suggest to someone, like a better time or a better measure than just like if they get that spike in heart rate and it's, you know, it won't come down? Is it likely there's other factors?
Well, I'm going to assume that you're
getting
getting every participant to sign off on a disclosure, like if they've got medication or that would be something you'd cover yourself off, right? That you'd sort of say, well, look, you partake in this exercise program under you.
Yep.
You know. So if you're going to assume the average person, because the greatest influence on heart rate is age. Okay, so my steady state heart rate is completely different to him, all things being equal.
Yep.
Despite the fact that his engine is
purely just by
twice
age.
the size, he's going to have a better heart rate response than I will.
Yep.
Cool.
4 times. Let's be honest. Egos aside.
Yeah. But that age is the biggest thing. Okay, so if you're 55 as opposed to 25, it's a completely different conversation.
Yep.
And that's the most important factor. But to get to Matt's point, the earlier you do your training, the better the response will be generally.
Mhm. As in early in the day?
Earlier in the day. Yep. There's a lot of evidence that also highlights success rates in these programs is a lot higher if people get into a routine where the exercise is done in the morning as opposed to in the afternoon.
Yep.
A lot, because things get in the way.
Totally. That's my biggest thing. Like when people say, when's the best time to exercise, go to the gym? Always try to get it done in the morning because it's like, you know, you've got a 9-hour day at work to put every excuse you could possibly think of in the way, you know, and as well as all those other factors that you were saying. Yeah.
And there's so much of it in that first, the rate of success in these beginner 16-week programs is quite low. Mm-hmm. And the reason for that is in the first 4 weeks, like any goal-oriented change of lifestyle thing, people just lose interest because they don't set up the first 4 weeks properly.
Totally. Yep.
And you for various reasons, life gets in the way. Whatever, you get ill, whatever. If you don't set yourself up for success by getting it done straight away and ticking that major lifestyle box by, yes, I did that 30-minute run or that whatever it is, and you wait till later, not only are things like heart rate affect so many... Heart rate is a terrible metric, realistically, for endurance athletes. I use it cursory at a glance, along with other metrics. But for the beginner, using it early on and just establishing those things along with the routine is probably the best thing that you can do.
Yep. I love it.
Along with, and just keeping it simple with those zones, like use that 3-zone model, easy, medium, hard.
Yep.
Right, where LT1 is your first turning point from easy to medium, LT2, or that lactate threshold, is your second turning point where it becomes hard.
Yep. I love it.
That.
No, that's great. Yeah. That's a great explanation. No, thank you so much for that. If anybody wants any other questions answered by Coach Chris, make sure you send them on into FatChat because we're having him back for a couple of little bits and pieces. So make sure you send those questions in. But what we've got before you go, Chris, we've got part 2. We left it on a cliffhanger.
We're back on Neighbours.
We're back on. We're back
on
my
set.
God, it was such a cliffhanger. So, all right, so let me just recap. All right, get your scripts out, boys. Get your scripts out. All right.
How
Let me
do you
recap.
go from that great conversation to this?
This is FatChat, baby.
What happens when your body
So,
magic?
yeah, all right. So, recapping last scene, Chloe and Harrison are on our first date. They have met and making their way over to the table. How will the date go? We don't know. Prequel to this scene, Chloe's brother Mark is told by her friend, by Chloe's friend, that she's on a date with, I quote, some old guy. I can't believe they do that to you, Chris. Chloe's friend guesses that there's a 50-year age gap. How dare they?
Oh, that's brutal.
That's what they said.
I think you've added that in.
That's what they said. That's what they said. I couldn't believe it. You're looking great. You look great in the whole scene. Mark is now worried Harrison is a creep and decided to Facebook stalk him. And then just a quick little side note, Orion that's mentioned is Chloe and Harrison's mutual friend. Hey guys, let's take it away. So we've got Matt being Chloe and we've got Chris
I'm back again.
playing Harrison. Go.
So you like a wager, like Orion.
Harrison chuckles once.
We met. We met in Macau, funnily enough.
Of course you did.
Chloe says cheekily.
Why, of course.
Harrison seems bemused. Why?
Well, Well, two wealthy, high-powered men. What better way to get your thrills? Helicopter in straight to the deluxe suite.
Oh, Chloe is definitely flirting here.
Can I tell you a secret, Chloe?
Oh, please.
I've never felt at ease with the high roller crowd. Jeez, this is bringing back some memories.
Chloe's taken back by this humble statement.
No.
Harrison seems like a really down-to-earth, not like any of the other high-roller powerful men, which Chloe's starting to fall deeply in love with.
It's just an unfortunate aspect of having to do business.
Camera pans over to Chloe, nodding in approval. Harrison is different, not like the rest of the high-roller crowd, and aligning to her personal morals and values.
You seem like quite a catch. Why are you single?
Oh, now the big plot.
Silver fox.
Now the big plot twist coming up, everyone. Harrison says...
I'm not.
Oh,
I'm married, 19 years now. I've got 2 kids, 15 and 18, a veggie patch, a spoodle, solar panels.
Oh, my God. He's a cheating dog. Next. Yes, go, Chloe.
Why I shouldn't have assumed.
I cannot believe her luck. She's on a date with a married man. How did she get into this situation?
We've had happier times, that's for sure,
Oh,
but
Chloe.
we're still together.
Oh, Chloe is heartbroken.
Does your wife know you're out on a date with me?
No, she doesn't.
Chloe takes a big wide-eye sip of her champagne and scene. I can't believe it. Cliffhanger again. We're going to leave it there, everybody.
Is this an
Cliffhanger.
audition for you or?
Cliffhanger. We're going to leave it there. Coach Chris, absolute legend. Thank you for all that information. We'll see you next week.
Never coming back.
So obviously you're at Port Adelaide last year. You got traded in the off-season just gone. So what are you feeling personally? Because like at Port, you were sort of like a little bit in and out the team. You're just sort of trying to find your right spot and all that sort of thing, but didn't quite get, I guess, the opportunity to do that consistently versus you come on over to Essendon and, you straight obviously worked really hard and into the team, but sort of really solidifying your spot and your role. And that must just personally feel really nice to be able to get some consistency with it. And then it's obviously translating into results because you've had some unbelievable games. The bow and arrow's been out and, kicking beautiful snags and all that sort of stuff. It must be feeling good personally as well.
Yeah. I mean, at Port, I was playing pretty much every week apart from being injured. I had 1 year where I was carrying, in 2022, I was carrying a really bad shoulder the whole year, which didn't really help me at all. And then I've played, apart from that, I've pretty much played every week where I wasn't injured or wasn't coming back from an injury. And I had a role there at Port at playing on the wing, but it was sometimes very difficult when, obviously it can be difficult when you're coming back from injury all the time. You haven't had great form. Like with last year with my knee, it was really difficult to come back from with a PCL knee. I could barely jump, could barely do anything like that. So it makes it really tough. And then I also had hip flexor tendonitis as well at the back end of the year, which also makes it incredibly tough to run at a consistent time. So there was a few things going on which at Port in terms of my body that was making it quite difficult. But at the same time, as you said, it's been really, really exciting so far with the Bombers. They've been really embracing what my strengths are, and those are my running, my capacity to get up and down the ground, and then help in defence, and then also get on the end of a couple of goals down the other end, as you said. It's been fun to play at some massive games with on Anzac Day, playing in Marvel a lot. I love playing at Marvel. It's a great stadium to play in. You get perfect conditions every time. So that's
good.
always,
no wind, beautiful.
Always good for a winger, mate, that needs the ball to zing around. But yeah, those little things there also make a difference. And the way that we've been playing has been suiting some of my style of play and what bringing in my strengths into what can help us play well. So that's as you kind of said, there's things marrying up really well there, and also the boys are playing fantastically. So we just got to keep our form going, and then as kind of said before, is not get caught up in results and just try and keep doing what we've been doing.